pretty much say whatever you want, how you feel, and if they gotta judge you, they judge you, but it's all what you believe, not what they believe.
I think blogs are a great way to express yourself without getting the criticism. You know, you may get constructive criticism, but there's no one who actually shoots down your idea, and you can't be penalized for putting your idea on a piece of paper, on a website, wherever the blog is.
They have good information about, the games, the shows. If something's coming up next and he's putting his opinion into it, that's what I like to see.
It gives people a chance to see and learn from other people.
I like how they're personalized and they're not bind to certain rules. You can say what's really on your mind, what you're really feeling.
I like that you can express what you feel and write whatever you want on it.
What I like about blogs is that you can learn stuff about people.
They're fun to look at because some of them have some interesting things on them.
I like how people have different opinions and everyone is either against it or with it, or I can see which side is which side I can pick.
I just like how it can express feelings, honestly. I just like how it's just easier to do that.
It's a chance for people to really write and get their mind out and get to talk about what they wouldn't be able to do in person, I guess.
They're a good way to release things that are on your mind. For me, I have a hard time of really expressing myself. I guess really letting things off my mind. So I like the fact that you could take your time and put out what you need to put out.
Well, I like blogs because no one knows me on my blog, and I can tell them exactly who I am and how I feel, and they don't know me personally.
I like reading other people's blogs. I like seeing what other people are going through. A lot of people are going through the same thing as you're going through. Most of the time, you realize you're not alone, You get a lot of different ideas, a lot of different concepts, and a lot of different opinions on everything. There's a blog for everything.
Blogging is one of the easiest ways to express your thoughts about anything.
There are millions of online blogs about everything from sports to cooking, from spirituality to politics.
If you're into cycling, there's a blog for that.
If you want to get opinions on last night's award show, it's not hard to find a blog that will suit your interest.
If you want an insight into living in another part of the world, you can usually find someone blogging their experience for all to read.
Blogging is easy, personalized, and free.
But what is a blogger's responsibility?
Is blogging just a matter of thoughts on a page, or is there something really substantial and honest behind it?
What motivates people to blog, and how factual are those thoughts?
Blogging, a matter of honesty or opinion, that's what we'll be talking about today. Hi everyone, I'm Nick.
And I'm Rachel.
And this is Real Faith TV.
Most of the teens on the street were quite familiar with blogs.
From having one themselves or using blogs to follow friends or topics that are of interest to them.
We'll talk with them more in a few minutes, as well as meet our studio guests.
But first, let's meet our spotlight guest, Alexa, who will share with us what blogs are and how they are a powerful tool for young people today.
Blogging to me is very, very powerful. It's just like a social network. It's coming up. It's a new thing. Facebook's kind of out, and blogging's a new it. To me, a blog is just expressing everything you feel, everything you like. There's many different types of blogs. You got music, you've got celebrities, you got celebrity gossip, you've got pictures, you got photographers, you have what we call hipsters where they blog vintage things and even food and movies and everything. There's many different types of blogs. I follow over 300 people and I have my own blog and over 300 people follow me. Blogging for me started out as a hobby. It was something I came about and I was like, hey, this seems cool, let's just do it. Then me and a couple of my friends got into it. Now it's just something for me to express myself. I am very loud in person, but on a blog I'm just more serious and chill. It's all my opinion and how I feel. For me, I started it because it was like a diary to me. I started liking TV shows, music. Actually, I went to New York to see a play, and I met a couple girls there, and we just instantly just clicked, and we kept in contact from blogging. And we talk about New York City all the time and how we miss each other, and it's just that friendship grew because we had this common interest in this blog, and we said, hey, let's follow each other. So that's how we communicated. Instead of numbers, we said blogs. So we come together that way,
I think what Alexa said about blogging, that it's opinion, and I think that's something really important to remember because sometimes we take opinions for facts, and that could be dangerous, but it's also really cool to see others' opinions on subjects that you might be interested in.
Absolutely, Rach. You got to be true to yourself and to others. Okay, let's meet our studio guests.
Okay, they are Skillet, Drew, Ryan, Allie, Drew, Allie, and Sarah.
So do you follow any blogs or even have one of your own?
Well, I have my own Twitter account, and I use it frequently, and I follow other people. And it's really interesting to see what other people have to say, and what they say about the things I say.
I have my own blog in which I talk about what I go through throughout my day and how I'm feeling, and I also follow other people to see like how they're feeling.
Yeah, I have like my own blog too. Like I follow people, and I basically just like post pictures or like really cool quotes that I find, you know, just random stuff all the time, or how my day's going, anything.
Yeah, I follow a lot of Catholic blogs because they're like relatable to me, and some of them are more humorous and some of them are more serious, so it's kind of cool how you can have one interest and there could be many different takes on it, so I thought that was cool.
I didn't even realize it, but I definitely do have a lot of blogs. I have 3, and one of them is for school, and then the others are just, you know, for social, and you just kind of talk about things that you like and see what other people talk about, and I think it's really fun.
I don't have like specifically a blog, but I have like a YouTube channel that I follow other people. That's like vlogging, and I have Facebook and Tumblr. I don't use Tumblr as much, but basically it's the same idea.
I follow a fashion blog put out by a major department store, so I get to like keep up on the latest trends.
I follow a lot of music blogs, like especially artists who put out their music, just to see what they're up to and what kind of music they're putting out.
It's important to understand anyone with an interest or hobby is able to communicate their thoughts through a blog.
That means that you can be just about any age or have any opinion.
Have various levels of education, social and cultural backgrounds, and experiences to blog.
Some blogs are short-lived based on very specific experiences, like my summer in Europe.
Others are written monthly, weekly, or daily.
Some are updated all day long.
Content on blogs can be published from writers all over the world.
For many people, blogging is a creative outlet, a way to hone the craft of writing.
For others, it is a place of expression.
Next, we asked the teens on the street if they regularly subscribe to any blogs.
And if they have an interest in writing their own blog, what topics they would discuss.
I don't write any blogs. I have, been involved in some websites where I've, posted stories. I write for the school paper, but I think they're a great way to get your opinions out there and to hear the opinions of others.
Most of the blogs I follow are gaming blogs because that's the only thing I'm interested in.
If I had to write a blog, personally, it would be about what I'm going through, just so I can vent what I need to go through.
I tried to write one about like life stories. It didn't really work very well, so I cut that and I switched to following them, and I followed them, and it was all about music pretty much.
I just used to write about like my life experiences and like how I've overcome them and everything.
My blog is about spirituality and music and stuff.
I don't write any blogs. I don't religiously follow any blogs, but sports would be the only blogs I really look at.
Probably about sports or like personal needs. Like I like getting information on like stuff.
Whatever the public finds appealing and whatever is newest in news.
Just like life and having fun and stuff.
I don't really follow blogs at all.
I don't really follow any blogs.
Well, I usually follow like Perez Hilton, so fashion and stuff like that.
I do have a blog. I pretty much write like novels. They're just very long about something that's going on in my life. Mostly I write about my relationship with my friends or family or something that's going on in my life, and that really just kind of gets it off my chest. I mean, most of the time I don't even get feedback, but I'm not really looking for feedback, because after you write something down, when you look at it and read it, you kind of just realize something yourself,
What do you think motivates people to write and or follow blogs?
I think when they're so passionate and excited about it that they want to share it with everyone else, so they use a blog to share their experience or what they like.
Yeah. Or when someone's like upset about something or like needs to let something out, they can like go on like a blog and like go and write about it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's so like people feel like they have somebody out there who's listening to them, and they have a way to express it through like photos or just like writing it down and posting it online.
I think that some people write blogs because they're really big fans of a particular music group maybe, so they'll make a blog devoted to them in the hopes that they'll meet them or something for fame and recognition.
I think that blogs are useful tools for connecting with people who share common interests as you, especially if there's no one locally who shares that interest. Like for me, I collect different types of sea glass, and that's not something that a lot of people do, especially not around here. So I go to these blogs and I check out other people's collections and I see what kind of pieces and what colors are good to have and things like that, and it's just a great way to connect.
I really liked what that one teen said about not necessarily blogging for feedback, but blogging for self-realization, because I don't necessarily have a blog, but I always write out my feelings, and it just kind of, you realize something when you write it, maybe about how you're overreacting to something or just a way to improve your reaction to a certain thing. Because most blogs are based solely on the opinions of those writing them,
We, as discerning Christians, must ask ourselves if the bloggers we follow always have honest intentions.
some personal and even professional blogs have created a negative image of public figures.
What responsibility does a personal blogger have when writing about people they know?
And what does a reader bring to the table?
Is it ever okay to be cruel or even lie about another person just because we feel the need to state our opinion?
Let's go back to the teens on the street, where we asked them about the credibility of the blogosphere.
And if it's easy for them to always trust everything they read in a blog.
I don't think you could really take a blog as a credible resource, just considering that it could be written by a person who's biased on an opinion, who, has opinions based on something else which could not be true. But I think it definitely opens the door up to, maybe there's another side to the story.
The zombie statements that I've been hearing, I don't believe it. So sometimes I will definitely say that's false, but other times there are definitely some factual stuff on there.
I believe some are real and some are just opinions.
No, not all the time. Statements are very false and very opinionated in blogs.
If they're facts, I believe them. If they're not, I don't believe them.
I don't know, it depends. Sometimes, I guess.
Not all blogs are true facts, because some of it can be somebody's opinion or just fake.
Usually I don't, because most of the time they're fake.
It kind of depends on the blog, but most of the time I feel like they're fiction.
It's all a matter of opinion. I mean, you can't really judge if someone's telling the truth or not, but they should be, considering it's their own blog.
It's basically a lot of people's opinions. I don't know, it's a certain person writing about what they, like I've been saying, like what they believe in and everything like that.
Not always. It's a place where you can be someone that you're not sometimes, so I don't think that you should believe everything you see.
Not everything you read in a blog is true.
A lot of blogging is really opinion. Blogging is personal. Blogging is something that people experience themselves. So a lot of the times people can state facts in their blogs, but blogging is more opinion.
How does a blogger earn the trust of their readers?
I definitely think that you should check the credibility of a blog before you believe what the people are saying, because I know there was this one time that this girl was blogging about another girl, like gossip, and I knew the girl she was talking about personally, and the things she was saying weren't true, and they were really mean, and so many people just believed what she was saying without having those credentials, and it ended up really hurting the girl she was talking about, and a lot of people looked at her differently after that.
I mean, if a blog is coming from a credible place, like maybe a record company or a store or something, I feel like then, that's one way that it's, you can believe what it says, but someone that just picks up a computer and starts writing their own opinions, you can't always, believe it. You have to dissect it.
I mean, I think it's okay to have like your own opinion and everything, but you shouldn't say that like that's like a fact. Instead, you should have like this source and stuff and like be like, oh yeah, like that's only your opinion and everything.
There was one time in 4th grade, we were learning about citing sources for writing reports, and our teacher told us a story about somebody she knew. They had to do a report on Martin Luther King Jr., and this girl never heard of Martin Luther King Jr. at all. So she goes on the internet, types his name in, and clicks the first thing that she sees, but she didn't know that the source that she used was actually an opinionated blog, and the person was just basically saying like he was a horrible person, he did all this terrible stuff, he like killed people. The teachers thought she was saying this, and since they found that she cited the source, then they went back to the blog and they basically like reported the blog and made it so it shut down so people wouldn't believe that anymore.
When we read blogs, it can be hard to know what the truth is because most are written for entertainment.
As Christians, we are called to live in Christ, who is the truth.
So it is important to know a little about who is writing a blog we may be following.
Usually, we don't actually know these people in person.
And honestly, sometimes we can't really trust that they are who they say they are in their profile.
So it is important to do our own research.
Is that person linking or quoting a reliable source when they make a claim?
Do they have videos or pictures that confirm what they are saying?
Even photos can be altered digitally these days.
It's up to us to establish whether or not a blog is really honest and reliable, or just a place for someone to vent.
Just because they want or need to be heard doesn't mean we should accept their posts in a way that denies the truth.
In the Gospel of John, chapter 8, Jesus told us, "You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free."
It's important that we don't get bound up in easy lies.
Next, Alexa shares with us how being a responsible blogger is about being honest in her writing.
And how she shares her many gifts to help others on the internet through blogging.
I do not believe the statements I read on blogs because the majority of the time they might just be false because it's not always true. It's the internet, so not a lot of people are honest about everything they say. They can lie, they cannot lie. It depends on if you decide to believe it or not. I do have a responsibility in a lot of things I say because some things I can say can offend other people. Anything could be interpreted the wrong way. A lot of blogs talk about how it's right to look this certain way and just bash other people who don't act or do certain things or eat certain things or even look the same way. And it's just very hurtful to see that there's this person has one set image of one set person, and a lot of people actually follow it and go for it, and it's not the right thing. Blogging is a definite way to help people, yes. I've dealt with a lot of very sensitive topics, even when I was going through it, and I think together we helped each other. We worked off each other, we bounced off each other to help each other make it to another day, and that was just the coolest thing that you could just be a part of, and it was just a one-on-one thing. Faith definitely comes into play when you're blogging because you could either post something that you think is wrong, or on the other end somebody who else posts something and you could tell them that, hey, that's wrong, or if they need help with something, like you could help them.
What are some ways Christians can help others in need through blogging?
Well, it's not exactly a blog, but on a forum base, someone asked a question to the public, where can I get an abortion at the age of 15 without having my parents notified? And I saw this question and I wrote a response to it, just telling her other options that she had to abortion because, as Christians, we don't believe that that's right. And she ended up replying to me, and then we went back and forth a couple more times, and she ended up emailing me. And she decided that from what I said, she was having the baby adopted instead of having an abortion. So that's just one way that we can, as Christians, share, our thoughts and our opinions.
I think when we say people in need, that's such a term that umbrellas just so many different kinds of people. Like you have people who are in need spiritually, people are in need physically, and we all have been given talents by God to help people. So we have to find that group that we connect to the most, and maybe that's what our blog can be about, and that's who we can help, because I have different talents than all of you, but if we all focus on who we're called to serve, we can help everybody, and it's a really cool effect.
Kind of like what Rachel said, I think that as Christians we can use blogs to spread awareness. So maybe if you have a certain cause, it's a great way to get it out there, because with blogs you can connect with people from across the country or even across the world. So you can spread awareness really well.
Yeah, and you can try to talk about how other people, you try to talk about things that other people are having problems with, so that way you can see other people and know that they're going through the same thing, and they can read it and be like, oh yeah, I'm going through the same thing, and get help from you.
Nowadays there are a lot of YouTube stars that make videos, and these YouTube stars have gone through hard times. The videos reach out to teens that are going through the same times, and I think it helps teens because they know that somebody out there cares for them, and like it makes them want to get through what they're going through now.
Blogs can actually be a wonderful way to be honest and to spread good news to others.
Pope Benedict XVI has encouraged priests to be involved in digital media, including blogging.
While the 82-year-old Pope hands his writing to younger aides to post for him, he also has said,
Priests are thus challenged to proclaim the gospel by employing the latest generation of audiovisual resources.
Images, videos, animated features, blogs, websites,
which, alongside traditional means, can open up a broad new vista for dialogue, evangelization, and catechesis.
Blogs are one way to follow the gospel truth into the future.
Next, we asked the teens on the street if they thought blogs could be a powerful way to spread the gospel.
Let's hear what they had to say.
I guess our generation is more tech savvy than it was in the past. So yeah, it's a way to get people's opinions out there and spread the word more.
I mean, if you get your religion out there and like maybe someone will find like a connection with it, it could definitely help like change how people view their religion.
Blogs can definitely do that. If someone talks about like a church or God or Jesus, then more people, who believe in God and stuff are gonna comment on it and read the blogs.
I think blogs could spread, people start talking about the gospel, everyone starts reading it, it's always in the back of someone's head, the gospel, even if they're not closely linked to it.
I do not think blogs should spread the gospels or any religion. I think religion should be something that's not on the internet at all. It's kind of something that's spiritual, and I don't think the internet can show that or, pass it.
If we were to just take the time and put Jesus into one of those blogs, then obviously it will spread like wildfire. So it would be very helpful, yeah.
Blogs can help because like a lot of people can see it and the message can get out there easier.
People feed off of that. People feed off technology. They feed off the internet. Facebook, MySpace is still out there, apparently. Twitter, Tumblr. And when people read this, they take the time. They do take the time to read it. They get updates on their phone. And even if it's like that one little tweet and somebody's like, in a million things that's going on in somebody's life, it's that one little tweet that's going to stay in their head.
Finally, Alexa gives some advice for those interested in blogging
and how she confronts negativity on the net by helping others through support and encouragement.
Let's hear her now.
Definite caution, watch what you say. You don't want to offend anybody. If you feel bad about posting it, don't do it. Put it in a diary. I have posted where I have name dropped, and I learned after that, if you're gonna write something, just put it on paper, because once you post it, it's there. I've seen a lot of hurtful blogs. They're called anonymous people who go into your inbox and literally bully you for the way you look. If somebody's bullying somebody else, I'll be myself and be like, listen, you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're awesome, I love your blog. There's a lot of people who will be depressed, and you just go into their ask box and be like, listen, if you need anybody, I'll be there. Just knowing that somebody's there, I think that when they say, I'll be there for you, it just, you feel like awesome. Like I have somebody who loves me, and it's just the best thing coming out of that. It just feels so good.
I agree with like the last guy on like the teen on the street, how he said like it only takes like one tweet for someone to be like inspired or something. Like it's so true. It takes like one quote or like anything from the Bible or like just like one tweet that someone says just for someone to be like inspired by something or like to go and take that to heart and be like, wow, like I really like believe that. That's inspiring.
Yeah, like I have a friend that I follow on Twitter, and sometimes he makes these like very inspirational tweets that I can relate to my religion. And one said, God gives his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers. It reminds me that God's always with you through the tough times.
Once I read a blog, and it was about how God is always with you through the tough times, and it made me put things into perspective of how no matter what I do, God is gonna guide me through all the tough times and help me with all my decisions.
There's this YouTube star, Christina Grimmie, and she lives out her faith through her music. she puts up covers on YouTube, and the way she does that is she changes some of the lyrics in the song that she doesn't feel comfortable, singing, or she sometimes even puts up Christian music, and that really inspires me to be confident about my faith and go out and reach other people.
I have a lot of Facebook friends that post stuff about religion. Like, they'll post a photo or a link saying something, and they'll be like, praise God, or something like that. Like, this morning, my sister even, she posted a picture that was pro-life, and it got me thinking. And then, like, today I saw something else on pro-life, and it was really interesting, and it just stuck with me all day, and I think it will stick with me for a while.
Like on Twitter, I follow Mark Hart, and he posts like so many things, just like funny things or sometimes more spiritual things, but it's just like the teen said, that little reminder that kind of gets me on track. And I also follow Life Teen, which has amazing blog posts, just like they have so many different writers, and it's always relatable to me. And I think that that's really cool when you find that one blog that you're just like, yes, I can relate to every single one of these articles. So it's just a cool moment.
If you blog or plan to blog, just remember that when you send information of any kind out there,
you really are responsible for the things you say.
Just as you want to know that what you are reading is good and true, you owe it to your readers to do the same.
Wouldn't it be great if Catholic teens could open the door to a dialogue of faith and friendship that spans the globe and is only a click away?
How can the blogosphere help enrich your faith life and the faith lives of others?
We'd love to hear from you.
Contact us at realfaithtv.com.
And check out our own blog for weekly reflections on the gospel.
And we'll leave you today with this prayer.
Jesus, you told us that the truth will set us free.
And we know that our freedom lies in you, who are the way, the truth, and the life.
Please grant us the wisdom to know what is true when we see it.
And the courage to spread the truth of the gospel in every way we can.
We ask this through Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time on
Real Faith TV. God bless.